Hey everybody, good afternoon. Just wanted to get a quick little clip in here. We've had a little bit of spotty internet here, so we just weren't able to get connected this morning. But we had a nice trading session today. Interesting thing to point out here, this is kind of what we've been talking about for the last few weeks. While yesterday, and I really should say over the last week or so, prices here in the Nasdaq found support and traded higher and actually took out the highs that we saw earlier this month, which were actually record highs. Now trading lower, so it's down about 18, 19 points on the day. And the actual trading session, as we can see here following the signals, we could have seen here coming into the start of the day, trading down below resistance, breaking down from there around 10 points, a little bit of a pullback, and then here in the start of the day we had a nice sell signal, or a sweet spot I should say, down here at 49.0506, and from there prices started to trade lower. We had prices get outside the bands, there's another little pullback, and another little sweet spot area here, low risk area where prices were able to actually continue further down again. Here in this last bit of the day, although the major trend direction does appear to be lower, we don't really have too much strength here in the last half hour or 20 minutes of the day. We see it probably even sharper here in the Russell, which started out from around here at the 1222-ish and traded lower into and outside the bands, about 10 points lower, so about $1,000 per contract break to the downside, and also just kind of settling there a little bit flat. The interesting thing here is that right now, just as we saw yesterday in the short term intraday trading session, prices seem to be kind of sandwiched in between, where we've got weakness here in the S&P, which basically has remained in this downtrend signal since September. But also the uptrend signal that was here in the Nasdaq, which went on yesterday, like we said, to take out highs. So while this was taking out highs, this basically had reached resistance, and today the market seemed to have reacted. So certainly if you're observing just the Nasdaq here and seeing prices take out the highs, it looks fairly positive. And from a trading perspective, we certainly could have been looking for buying signals or buying opportunities off of this, taking the strong sector up, or the strong pockets of the stock market up into the highs, hopefully having a nice bit of open profit if we're talking swing trades, and to be able to kind of at least secure a bit of profit when we get to these little roadblocks, just simply because not just in this particular instance where we have resistance in other pockets of the market, but just because it helps us to reduce a bit of variance, right? So if the trend here has a certain probability of continuing higher, well, we don't have to take a loss if prices fail to continue up. Just as here, for example, if we're starting to look for shorting opportunities to taking prices down into the lows, well, if prices get back down to where they were earlier this month in the S&P, well then certainly we want to be able to realize a bit of profit on the way down and reduce the variance there if prices don't continue further down.